Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 18 of the Kpop Weekly podcast with Emily Mallon. I'm your host. I love the number 18. 18 is actually my lucky number. So I have a feeling this is going to be a great episode this week. If this is your first time joining me, thank you. Thank you so much. This is a weekly K-pop podcast where I give detailed music reviews, fill you in on K-pop news. We have fun segments. There's a lot of good stuff in this podcast. So if K-pop is your thing and you love to hear people talk about your favorite music, I'm your girl. Thank you so much for joining me. To my loyal listeners and followers, welcome back. I appreciate you. I'm so glad you're here. Major shout out to everyone who's joined the Patreon. If you'd like to join Patreon, there's a lot of fun, cool stuff there. So click on the link and check it out. One of the benefits of being a Patreon paying subscriber, you get to request who I review. Patreon subscribers get preferred requests. So this week, I'm actually doing a suggestion from one of my lovely subscribers. I can't wait to get to that. First, though, I've got a full review of this I-DLE comeback. A lot of people are talking about I-DLE. Do you guys love it? Do you hate it? I'm going to give you my thoughts. I want to go over the poll questions from last week's episode for my Patreon. 3 questions. Number 1, are NMIXX the best female vocalists of the 4th generation? You know, last week I loved NMIXX's album. This was the comeback that really made me go, oh, I get it now. I get it. This group is so talented. And I couldn't get over member for member their vocals. I think all 6 of them can really hang in the best vocal category. So it got me thinking, are they the best 4th or 5th gen member for member female group? I had to ask you guys. Poll results were a little surprising. And I mean that in a good way. 100% of the Patreon subscribers agreed that NMIXX are the best female vocal group in the 4th or 5th gen. Community has spoken. That's it. Thank you for voting in that. Our next poll question. Did you see the similarities between Even and Monsta X? You know, last week I talked about how there were some similarities in Even's kind of promotion album artwork, and then there were some similarities in one of their songs. So I talked about it, but let's get to you guys. Let's get to the listeners and viewers and see if you heard and saw what I saw. Okay. Did the Even team, because it's not the members, it's the team behind them, did the Even team copy Monsta X? The choices were duh or I don't see it. 100% of my viewers and listeners said duh. So you guys are agreeing with me. I like it. And again, that was no shade to Even. I'm so happy for them. They're having a lot of success with this comeback, and I wish them more success. Let's move on to the most important question on the Patreon, because this determined what I'm talking about tonight in some ways. I knew I wanted to review I-DLE, and then there were maybe 4 boy groups I was thinking about, plus suggestions from you guys. So the choices were AB6, CIX, TWS, or other. Leave a comment. Who do you want me to review? This was overwhelmingly other. Leave a comment. And I decided to choose one listener's request. So 60% said other and left me comments of which groups you'd like to listen to me review. And then it was tied 20% for TWS, 20% for CIX, and poor AB6 got 0%. So I had to decide who am I going to review. Because 60% chose other, I looked at the comments, and Billy, who has been an amazing listener for years, listener on New York City K-pop Queens, followed me here to K-pop Weekly, also a lovely Patreon subscriber. So massive shout out to you, Billy. And I chose Billy's suggestion, One Pact. So I will be reviewing One Pact tonight. Obviously, I'm reviewing I-DLE, massive comeback. And then I had to decide, is it CIX or is it TWS this week? I decided to talk about TWS. So I'm going to be giving you my full review of the debut of Cletus's new boy group, TWS. Yes, 17. They have little brothers. Congratulations, 17. 17 have juniors now on their label. It's a big episode. This is going to be fun. If you'd like to vote in the polls, if you want to have a say in who I review, I love your suggestions. This is so much fun for me, and I think it adds a lot to the community and the show. Head over to Patreon. Please join the Patreon. Link is in the description of the show. And again, I appreciate everyone who's signed up so far. I'm extremely, extremely grateful. It means the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your support. It's going to keep growing, and I'm going to put some more cool stuff on the Patreon page. So please check it out, subscribe. Let me know who you want me to review. It worked for Billy. It'll work for you too. Unless I don't want to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Before I get to the reviews tonight, reminder: Fandom Face Off. The next Fandom Face Off. It's Once versus Blink. It's time for the ladies, the powerful K-pop girl groups. If you're Once or if you're Blink and you want to participate in Fandom Face Off, please shoot me an email. Fandom Face Off is so much fun. It's a friendly conversation. You get to meet another fan, me, if I'm not sure if that's a selling point or not. And then I have a special guest judge every week who is friendly, loves music. So it's a really fun experience, I think, for the participants. And it just keeps getting better and better. Our last one, if you missed it, it was in Hypen versus ATEEZ. Amazing conversation. It was very close call. And I will say, Paul has been sending me songs. He's into it. I think I finally converted one of my friends to K-pop. So it's been so much fun and so rewarding to see that happen. A lot of times, if people give it a chance, there's something for everyone in K-pop. So it's a really fun conversation, positive. There's no fan wars. There's no negativity. There's no tearing people down, tearing each other down, tearing the groups down. My goal is to show that 90% of K-pop fans aren't the way that we've been painted. You know, we're not quote unquote crazy and rabid and mean and all of those things, all the fan wars that people talk about and that we get tired of being in fandom. Most of us aren't like that. Most of us just are passionate about this music and want to share our enthusiasm with other people. So for me, Fandom Face Off is a way to show that to the world, to show that to the K-pop community. A lot of us just want to talk about this and we love it. And it's so much fun. So please don't be scared. It's fun. And I really am excited to see how girl groups go. So Once's, Blanks, send me an email, a DM, however you want to reach out. All the info is listed in the description. I would love to have you. I'm excited for this next one. All right, I need to start my reviews because this is a big week. There's a lot to talk about. I hope you're all doing well out there. What's going on in your life? How are things going? I have like really bad allergies or a cold right now. It's so lame. I don't know why I'm telling you that. But I've been kind of like, ugh. Um, so if my voice gets a little hoarse tonight, that is why. But let's get to I-DLE. If you're not familiar with the ladies of I-DLE, a 5-member girl group, they debuted in 2018 under Cube Entertainment. Originally 6 members, but Sujin left in 2021. Right now, Yuki and Minnie took a break. They were both sick. So they took a break due to illness and the promotional activities around this comeback. Some of them have been canceled. They just got cleared to return, however. So I'm not sure if we're going to see this stuff or not, but that's what's happening with I-DLE at the moment. It wasn't surprising to see that because Cube Entertainment have gone through a lot of transitions recently. So they're like, I-DLE's the big earners for Cube Entertainment. They work 24/7. These girls have been busting their butts. So, you know, the human body can only handle so much. I hope they get a break. I hope they get a break. They put out a new album. It's called Two, second full album. They gave us 8 songs. The title track is called Super Lady. Let's talk about this song. Okay, so Soyeon starts things off, and she starts things off high. She goes right into really high notes. It's a different sound for the opening of a verse. This is a girl power anthem. This is Super Lady. I'm a super lady. It's very women's empowerment, girl power anthem. Very second generation sounding. I got a real feel here that we were kind of going back in time. This felt like a second gen song. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it depends on the listener. I like second gen. I like that feel. I like that vibe. So for me, that's kind of a compliment. I like that sound. Um, I also really liked how they referenced modern girl groups in the lyrics. And it wasn't a diss, it was more like, we're super women, kind of uplifting a lot of the younger girl groups. They mentioned Baddie, which was by IVE. There's a reference to Fearless, La Seraphim, that was their debut song. Savage, we all know Savage, my girl's Espa. So I thought that was really unique and smart. And I love putting the message out like we're not competition, we're uplifting one another. That's such an important message in life in general, but specifically in K-pop, where things are so competitive. I love an older, they're not that old, but they didn't debut in the past couple of years. So they're kind of vets in the industry. I love an older girl group putting out a song like this and a message like this, kind of saying like, we're not each other's competition. There's room in the space for every single one of these groups to succeed. There really is. A little aside, I think that's an important life lesson. So many of us are so competitive, and women specifically really compete with one another. There's room for all of us to succeed. Even if your goal is something where it feels like only one of you can get it, there is room for everyone to be successful. The world's kind of opportunity is infinite, and instead we create competition among ourselves with scarcity. There's no scarcity. There's room for all of us, and there's room for all of these K-pop girl groups. So thank you, IDLE, for putting out that message. I loved that aspect of it. I liked the pre-chorus in this one, and to be honest, I liked the pre-chorus better than the chorus. I don't think the chorus is bad, but it kind of didn't go anywhere super exciting or different. It was just okay for me. Soyeon wrote this one. She writes a lot. That's something with this group is they write and produce a lot of their music, and that's not the most common thing for girl groups in K-pop. So I feel like that really endears their fans to them and people to them. They're actually creating their music. Amazing. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I love that. Definitely, as a girl group and as women, to be able to be producers, to do that side of it isn't something that's traditionally been pushed. It's exciting to see women be empowered to produce, to be in the studio arranging and mixing, not just writing lyrics. So I love that aspect about IDLE, and I definitely wanted to mention that. And it's not just Soyeon. Other members write and produce as well. So kudos to them. But this one specifically was Soyeon, and she tends to do the title tracks. She's been on a roll with title tracks recently. So Super Lady is a Soyeon title track. The song I thought was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't absolutely love it. But let's talk about the music video because they are serving visuals. Oh my goodness. I love this music video. And I talked about like second gen. This feels like a throwback to second gen, and I'm not mad at it. Why would you be mad about it? It's glamour, it's production, it's choreography, it's giant stage. I love that. I love the big glam of this music video. Like this is right up my alley. I thought the music video was fantastic. The song was just okay for me. I loved the music video. That chorus choreography is badass. I love it. The styling, there's something with those like black kind of military outfits with the hat. hmm hmm If I was a pop star, that is the look. That you guys. Like, it's like those black, like kind of like leotard type outfits with like maybe some military embellishments and like the hat. I love that look. I love it. And Idol's not the first group that's done it. They won't be the last. It's like a really cool, sexy, awesome look. It makes me think immediately of like Demi Lovato, confident, kind of that vibe. And then also, this is very specific, and I don't know if any of you will get this, but I do have a few friends in the UK that listen and watch Cheryl Cole, Fight for This Love. Was that the song? I think that's what it was called. I have a really vivid image of Cheryl Cole performing this song called Fight for This Love. I remember the choreography and I remember the outfit, and she was like so, so beautiful. I'll put that on the playlist because I just love that song. And if you're not familiar, I'll put Demi Lovato Confident too, because that really goes. Confident is like sisters with this Idol song and music video right now. They all go together, they all tie together. Anyways, those black outfits were so badass, and all five of them looked gorgeous. I also liked there was a moment with like these silver kind of like jumpsuits. Those were very J-Lo. I thought they looked beautiful. I understand that people might feel like because this is so reminiscent of a second gen girl group music video that it's dated. I don't think that's maybe the way to approach it. For me, it's not dated. Like, it's great. And I thought black and white was very smart. I liked the black and white. This really worked for me. The only thing that I didn't love about the music video was like the Cruella de Vil styling, because I hate fur coats, animal abuse. 101 Dalmatians was not my vibe. No, ma'am. So that I was not feeling. Like, I don't love that. I don't love fur coats. Let's just put that out there too. I hate fur coats in any music video. And I don't like there were dogs, and I get it. She was Cruella de Vil, but I usually don't like that much either, because I worry about the dog's treatment, being on camera, and if they're how they're trained. So that would be my only criticism. But otherwise, I liked this. I liked the giant stage with all the dancers. I thought this was fun. And this was a case where the music video to me was better than the song. I liked the music video more than I liked the song, but the video fits the song, and they all sold it and they killed it. As far as the single goes, I think if you are a fan of Idol, if you like Idol, then you probably liked this. And if you're not a fan, I'm not sure if this is the song that's going to draw you in. Let's get to the rest of the album. I want to talk about the rest of the album. It's interesting. I think there's some stuff that works better than some other songs, but these are my album picks. These were my favorite standout tracks from this album. 7 Days, Fate, and Rolly. Those songs to me were like a breath of fresh air. These are in the second half of the album. 7 Days is the most refreshing sound. I love this song. I love this song. Shout out to Minnie. Minnie did this one really well done. It's light and breezy. It gives you a little surprise with some drum and bass in the chorus. And it's a love song, and it's cute. It's really cute, but it's not like nauseating cutesy. You know, it goes in that line that's like, oh yeah, you know me. I'm not like super into super cutesy stuff, but this one, it's so pleasant sounding. I loved this song. I thought it captured being in love, and it was just a really beautiful track. I also like that they did this because it gave the project a little bit of range. It's not just nonstop girl power, badass girls, song after song after song. This kind of showed badass girls can be vulnerable too. And I think it's important to have levels. So this one really worked for me. Shout out to Minnie. Gorgeous song. I will say I miss Sujin. Sujin was my bias in Idol, so I was pretty sad when she left. And I think she would have sounded beautiful on this track. Next was Fate. Fate is like a bouncy pop song. It has a good bass line, a little bit of jazzy piano and guitar, which you all know I'm a real fan of. It's happy, it's fun. There's some interesting kind of chords and melodies throughout this one. This is another Soyeon song, and I think she knocked it out of the park. I really, really liked this one. And then my last one, Rolly. Can we talk about Rolly? It's like hip hop hardness, and they pulled it off. They really pulled it off. And it feels like this is a lane that they can do really, really well. And I wish they would do more of it if this is what it's going to sound like. This really worked for me. The vocals sit a lot lower, and I prefer lower vocals when it gets a little screechy, a little too high. That's just for my personal taste, not very pleasing to the ear. So Rolly for me kind of vibed more with a lower hip hop sound that I appreciate. I think vocally they did a wonderful performance. This chorus is such a vibe, really like sexy and kind of velvety. I liked this one. Massive shout out to Yuki. Yuki wrote this, produced it. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Please keep doing songs like this. I loved this song. I absolutely loved it. I thought the second half of this album was actually much stronger than the first. Really, really liked this song. Everyone was talking about Wife. So Wife was one of the like the pre-release single, and everyone's been talking about it and saying it's so polarizing, it's so shocking. I didn't find that song polarizing. Am I missing something? I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. To me it was just like, all right, I guess the message, and it's, very feminist. Maybe that's why people had an issue with it. I don't know. But I didn't find the song or the music video polarizing. Some people said that they wished it was the single. I don't know if I like it more than Super Lady. I thought the music video was very interesting. It sounds a little bit like Fergalicious. If you want to go all the way back to Fergie days. The kind of rap flow is a little similar to Fergalicious. That's not a bad thing. I mean, Fergalicious is a good song. I just thought that song was okay. I wasn't enamored by it, and I wasn't mad at it. It was just kind of there for me. And I think Super Lady was kind of the same way. For reference, I really like the I-DLE of 2021. So I think what's cool about I-DLE, besides the fact that they write and produce their stuff, they have a history of experimenting and doing different sounds, different concepts. I loved them most in 2021. If you remember, I think it was like HANN, and there was like Hwa, HWAA. It was something like that. And I loved that album. I loved that release. I thought it was so refreshing. That's my vibe with these girls. I really, really liked that. And selfishly, just my own personal taste, I kind of wish we would go back there a little bit. I kind of wish they would switch things up. I think they've really leaned into girl power in the past few years with their songs. Nude and Queen Card, Super Lady, Wife. They're leaning into that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for that. But I think like anything else, it kind of feels one note when you hit it so many times over and over and over again. Like I mentioned when I was talking about 7 days, you need levels. You need to kind of mix it up and have some different stuff, because I think the message gets lost when that's all that we're hearing and seeing. And that's just my personal opinion. That's kind of something I would tweak, and I would hope for the next I-DLE release that we get something a little different. Because with Tomboy, Nude, Wife, Super Lady, it all just feels a little bit one note to me. And I like something on this album they gave us a lot more. So maybe they should let Minnie or Yuki do the title track next time. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's do something a little different. That's just my personal opinion, but I would just love to see I think they've been really good at innovating throughout their career. I think maybe it's time for a different sound and vibe for the next comeback. Just my personal opinion. It's time for my rankings from I-DLE's new album to the second album. This is from least favorite to favorite. They gave us 8 songs. Number 8, Doll. Number 7 was Wife. Number 6, Super Lady. Number 5, Vision. Number 4, Revenge. My number 3 song was Fate. Number 2, Rolly. I love it. I love this sound. I love this vibe. Shout out Yuki. And my number 1 song, and I think I'm going to say By Far. I loved this song. I loved this feel. 7 Days is my favorite song from this I-DLE release. They gave us a lot of good stuff on this album. So congratulations to I-DLE. Some of it I liked, some of it I didn't love. I think the overarching theme with the songs, the music videos, I-DLE has a lot of very loyal fans, and I don't think they did anything in this comeback that would turn their fans off. I think this is going to make fans happy. It's a good comeback. I don't think it's good enough to bring in maybe new fans. I'm not sure if it's enough that people who don't stan I-DLE would all of a sudden become super passionate, but it was good. So I'm excited to kind of see how they progress from here. Again, I think it's maybe time to switch things up and do a different concept theme, lyrically, concept wise, vibe wise. But they're killing it. They're killing it. They're so popular. They're doing very, very well. They're working insanely hard. Maybe what I really hope for I-DLE is that they get a break before the next comeback and before concerts and everything else. They're going to be here in LA at Crazy Super Concert. I believe they're on the 10th, February 10th. So not a break in the foreseeable future, but maybe they'll get a break. In any case, congratulations, I-DLE. I think this was a good project and fans have to be happy. Before I move on, I want to talk biases. And I'm realizing it's probably pretty obvious who my bias is in this group. Minnie is my bias. I love, love, love her voice. I've always loved her voice. And then Yuki is Wrecker. Yuki snuck in on, I guess it was the last comeback, the English album they did. That was like only a few months ago. But I really like her. And the fact that she wrote and produced Rolly, yes, like let's give Yuki a chance at that title track. I like what she does. If this is the vibe, I want more. Congratulations to I-DLE. And there's nothing wrong with a little throwback. There's nothing wrong with a second gen sound and look. It's fun. Let's embrace the old school. I'm here for it. Okay, let's move on. A lot of stuff, and there's a lot of news later. So let's move on for the sake of time. It's time to talk about TWS. That stands for 24/7 with us. All right. They're a 6-member boy group debuted last week. They just debuted under Pledis Entertainment. So welcome to the K-pop world. These are young men. Their ages are 16 to 20, I believe. So this is a young group. The EP is called Sparkling Blue. They gave us 5 songs. That's pretty good for a debut. And the single is called Plot Twist. Ooh, plot twist. Is there a twist? Okay, this song it's what I like kind of expected from a group that's younger and 17's juniors. It's bright, it's cheerful, it's youthful, very cute. This is a very cute sounding debut. And I just kept thinking, the title is Sparkling Blue. This fits that. This really fits like a sparkling blue theme. It's a cute song. I like the lyrics of this one. Like at first I was like, okay, this is a cutesy young boy group. But I like the lyrics because it goes with debuting. Like the lyrics talk about, first encounters are always hard because nothing goes as planned. It's an introduction song. They're nervous. I think that's really smart. I think that's really smart because for me, it immediately endeared me to them. Like, oh my God, yeah, no, I felt that way too. And it's totally fine. You'll be fine. It's a relatable thing being nervous for your first day of school, being nervous for your debut, being nervous for your first day at a job, for all of that felt very, very relatable. And I think it's smart that the lyrics are about that. Musically, this is not like, for me, this wasn't the most interesting dynamic song, but I thought it was very cute and very well produced. So I think for fans that like a younger, more cutesy, kind of wholesome vibe, this checks all the boxes. This is a good debut. Let's talk about the music video though, because I loved this concept. I loved this music video. They're nervous. It's their first day at a new school, and you're watching members kind of setting their phone alarm and Googling like how to say hi to people, how to greet people. They really capture the nuances of human behavior. And not that it's that deep, but like I Google everything I'm nervous about or stressed about. I just, the questions I type into Google, it felt so relatable. I laughed out loud when I saw one of the members doing that in this video. I was like, yep, yeah, I've been there. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have. I felt like that night before, the nerves, figuring out what you're going to wear, not being able to sleep, they capture that so well. And then you're watching them each get ready for like the first day at a new school. I loved the uniforms, riding bikes. This just felt so wholesome and it endeared me to them. Like it made me want to root for them, And I don't know. There was just something in this that felt really special. I loved it. I like how they experience like different embarrassing things. One member goes into the girls' classroom by accident. Somebody thinks that someone's waving at him and they're not waving at him, they're waving at the person behind. It's like all of these embarrassing, kind of innocent mistakes that would be mortifying as a high school student. One of the members is fixing his hair in the reflection of a parked car, and then a window goes down, and it's like this cool girl in the back seat. All of this was so perfect. I loved it. Very endearing. And they all six members are so cute and so likable. This made me like them, root for them. It feels like watching a K-drama where the characters are so freaking likable. So, shout out to the team behind this group that put this concept together, because the song, I was like, oh, this is cute. The video, I was like, I will fight anyone that's mean to these boys. It just made me feel so like protective over these young guys. And I love by the end of the first day, like the sprinklers go off and they are all laughing together. You watch them become friends. Like they made friends. Ugh. Ugh. Again, it's just so relatable. It's so, so relatable. Yeah, the first day anywhere is so scary, right? First day at school, I think the first day at a new school, like I moved when I was 15. My family moved to Kansas. I will never, for the rest of my life, forget that first day at a new school. Forget like what it feels like to be alone in the lunchroom. All of those feelings, the anxiety, the fear, and then the relief when somebody invites you to their table, or, the relief of kindness and feeling like you have friends and feeling that feeling is so powerful. I thought it was very relatable, very adorable. And it's a reminder, be kind. Everyone's nervous. Everyone's nervous. Or they've been in that position before. So, your first day at school, at work, at a new opportunity, networking. I go to networking stuff and people think I'm good at it. I'm terrified. I I don't think it's uncomfortable. You go to stuff by yourself and you have to make small talk with people, but the second you start talking, a lot of times it gets easier. So, just a little New Year tidbit: be nice. Be the person that says hi to the person who's alone. You don't know how much it means. I've been on that side of it and it changed my viewpoint. I'm happy I dealt with that when I was younger because it changed how I approach certain social situations, because I know what it feels like to be the kid by themselves at the lunch table. And also be brave, you know. In this video, they're all trying and they're awkward, but they're still smiling. They're still, you know, hopeful and optimistic. Be brave. Put yourself out there. I guarantee you someone else in that room feels as awkward and scared as you, and you're going to bond over it. Anyways, just a little little aside. Sorry for babbling and giving my like weird life lesson, but I felt like this video was so adorable and relatable. Yes, I love, 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 love. Okay, let's move on. God, sorry for babbling, you guys. I'm like, and then I moved, and then this happened. uh. Anyways, I just like, you know, it's very important to be kind. That's overarching theme of my little anecdote there. I want to talk about the rest of this debut because I really, really liked it. My album picks are First Hooky and Oh My Sevens. I think I'm saying that right. First Hooky, this is like my favorite B-side by far. I love that synth. It's so young and fun. They've stuck with a concept throughout this album. I think this is a very, very cohesive debut. It's innocent, it's young, it's fresh. This song just has a great energy and a surprisingly good chorus. A little bit of light funk here, and it works. I loved First Hooky. That's the song I kept going back to on this debut. But I also liked Oh My Sevens or 7S. This was a pre-release song. It's smooth, but there's some interesting percussion. And I like that low, subtle chant during the chorus. I would say this is like the coolest song on the album. This is the most mature song on the album. And it's definitely 17 coded. If you played just this song for me and said, who are their seniors? What label do you think they're from? Yeah, this feels like a little bit like 17, which is a massive compliment. I'm a carrot. I liked this. I liked this. And, you know, it just reminds me how there's room for everything in K-pop, whatever you're into. But I also think like this nails home if it's good, it's good. Because if you followed me and listened to me for years, I usually am not a massive fan of an overly cute concept. If it's too cutesy, it's just not my vibe. I didn't think this one was too cutesy at all, but it veered on that. You know, this is a young group and this is very wholesome. It was done so well. It was done so well. The music is great. Good music is good music, no matter what the imagery is. And this one kind of took me back to being young, to being in middle school and high school. And who doesn't want to have like happy, nostalgic feelings sometimes or anxiety ridden first day at a new school feelings? Yeah. This one really, really worked for me. They have a massive upside, and I think they're going to be very, very successful. Really good looking young men. All six of them have a really nice look. I have a feeling they're going to turn into very handsome guys as this progresses. It's always interesting to watch a group debut and they're like 16 years old. And then 4 years later, it's like Ian from Stray Kids. Have you guys seen him recently? Ian had braces. Not anymore. Now his arms, he's like a buff, like hot man all of a sudden. It's so crazy when you've been reviewing and watching these groups since they were young and then they grow into these like men overnight. I guess that's how parents feel. But this group's very good looking. They're wholesome. They have a really friendly demeanor. I think a lot of younger fans are going to love this group. I think a lot of 17 fans are going to like this group. And a lot of people like me who just like good music and good vibes. I liked them. The members that stood out to me most, I think, are Doyoon and Hanjin. Doyoon and Hanjin. But all six of them were adorable and so likable. So that's subject to change. But I thought those two had real star quality and were very charismatic. Camera loves them. It's time for my rankings from TWS's. debut EP, Sparkling Blue. They gave us 5 songs. As you heard in my review, I'm a big fan. I thought this was a really nice debut. So these are my picks from least favorite to favorite, but I think this is a great project. There's no like least favorite. I liked all the songs. So just by a hair, here are my rankings. Number 5, BFF. Number 4, Unplugged Boy. Number 3, Oh My Sevens. Number 2, First Hooky. I love this song. This was the song I kept going back to. But my number 1 song was the title track. I think this was smart. This was a great song for their debut, Plot Twist. The plot twist is this is a great group and this was a great debut. So knocked it out of the park. Congratulations to those 6 members. Congratulations, Pledis. Really, really well executed. One of my favorite debut music videos. I adore them. If anyone ever hurts these kids, no, I feel I've never felt so protective over a group before, but that music video was adorable. They're so likable. Massive congratulations to TWS on your debut. I think this is going to be a really successful group. Let's move on because this was a listener choice, a Patreon member's choice. Billy requested I debut One Pact. One Pact, 5-member boy group. They debuted on my birthday, November 30th, 2023, under Armanda Entertainment. These members were also contestants on Boys Planet, just like Even. Obviously, Zero Base One were the winners of Boys Planet. These contestants were also on Boys Planet, so a lot of talented people on Boys Planet. They're age 21 to 23, so this is an older group. Not that that's old at all, but compared to like, high school kids that are still in school to college age and out of college age. The EP is called Moment. They gave us 6 songs. The title track is called Must Be Nice. This one feels a little mid-tempo, and those mid-tempo verses really allowed the singers to shine. That stood out to me immediately. Very pretty pre-chorus. And then kind of a largely instrumental EDM chorus with a simple melody. It really reminded me of like 2015, 2016 BTS. That's a huge compliment. Their voices are really nice in this group. There's some texture and tone and richness that stand out. It's a little different. I like it. Speaking of standing out, I thought Tag, he stood out a lot to me. He has a very nice tone. He's clearly been through this before. I believe he was a member of Cypher, the ill-fated group under Rain's old management company. He comes off as a pro. He comes off with a lot of control and a lot of confidence. So vocally, he stood out a lot to me. I liked Jungwoo. He's the leader, and he comes in the second verse with a lower tone, really reminiscent of Hyungwon. There was some Hyungwon there for me. You all know I love Hyungwon. He's one of my alt biases. Sungmin has a memorable part. I liked his voice. Jay sounds great in that bridge. Jay is clearly like the singer. He killed the bridge. Really nice voice. But from this song, I've got to say, Tag grabbed me the most. I think all 5 of these members can really sing, and I liked this song. I liked it. It's not as dynamic as some title tracks, but I think that was on purpose, and I think this was a smart choice. It showcases their vocal personality. And in the world of K-pop, where we're getting away from personality, where everything is so the same, I love when you can tell who's singing. I love when voices are different and oh, that's Jay. Okay, here comes Tag. Okay, Jungwoo. I love that. And I feel like we're missing that in K-pop these days. And again, there's something here that just threw me back to BTS. And I always think about BTS didn't have the best vocal line in their generation of K-pop. but they each sounded so different. Those four voices, it was so obvious when Tae was singing, when Jimin came in, Jungkook, Jin. They were very distinct, and that added so much to their songs, and it added so much personality to the group, to this projects. Like, sometimes I forget about how special that is because things have become so much of the same. This group took me back to it. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm vibing with this. Let's talk about the music video. It opens with Tag. I'm starting to feel like he's the most dynamic member. He gives off really like Yeonjun from T by T, Mark from NCT. He reminds me of those guys quite a bit. This music video has a dark theme. There's a dark tone happening here. Quite the opposite of TWS. It's good to review these groups back to back because sonically and visually they couldn't be more different. I liked it though. I like a dark theme. I like this. They're bruised and bloody. And I love there's moments before in the how should I say this? There's moments where there's one member dancing around Ash. And then they use that same effect during group choreography. I think it's really beautiful and a powerful image. You know, like when there's ash kind of flickering, it's like it's still fire before it disintegrates. If you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm like the worst at describing things tonight, but it's beautiful. And I thought that that was a really beautiful, powerful visual during the choreography. Then all of a sudden, Jay's out there with a gun, like, I guess shooting a crow, but the crow is one of the members. It was really heavy. I think there's a major storyline. The more I review these guys and get into their stuff, the more I'll understand it. But this felt very full and heavy and full of emotion. I loved it. I like that stuff. So swing for the fences when you're doing these concepts. I like it. And I thought it worked. I thought it was really striking and very cool. Let's get to my album picks. Okay. I liked Hot Stuff, Rush Into You, and Illusion. Okay. Hot Stuff, very different sound from the start. I was like, whoa, what is happening with this opening line? Maybe some Stray Kids influence here. This song's a little wild and I'm not mad at it. The chorus is largely instrumental again. I feel like K-pop's going back to that. I feel like we're hearing that a lot more. It, it works when it works. It doesn't when it doesn't. It works in this song. The thing that stood out about Hot Stuff and made me put it on my list is that bridge. The bridge in Hot Stuff is so good. Talk about a voice grabbing you. Jay can sing. Jay is a singer. He sounds so good in this song. I was like, oh my God, really, really impressive. Rush Into You. I'm going to spoil my rankings right now. This is my favorite song on the album. The vocals in this group, the vocals in this song. This is a classic boy band song. Mid-tempo R&B. It's romantic. It's sweeping. It's not exactly a ballad. You have some EDM in the chorus, but oh my God, that second verse. Oof. When you have Jay then it goes into Tag. Beautiful. No notes. These guys can sing. This is a vocal group and they are delivering. Pre-chorus, so cool. I love the what you want, what you want. This song is fantastic. I'm obsessed with this song. I played it so much this week. This is a vocal group, you guys. We've got some singers. My last song is Illusion. Continues with the vocal group vibe. It's smooth R&B. I like the production, love their delivery. We've got some layering going on, harmonies. They're giving us that really in most of this project. In Illusion, they have this music box sound in the pre-chorus. So beautiful. I really, really like this. And I love this project. I like this group's vibe. It feels like to me, the management behind this group watched them on Boys Planet, decided, let's do a vocal group. Let's pick the vocalists. Let's do a R&B boy band with vocalists. They can sing. This is just so refreshing to me. I think they've got a lot of talent. I really, really, really like the sound of this group. So, massive thank you to Billy for recommending this group to me. There's so many groups like this that fly under the radar. They're on a smaller label, smaller management. I'm not getting press releases. I don't know that they have stuff coming out. This is where I need you guys. This is where I need your help because I love showcasing talent that deserves to be showcased. I love talking about a group that may not be getting tons of press and pushing them and saying this group is worth it. Listen to them. So, One Pact is one of those groups. Listen to this EP. It's time for my rankings from One Pact's debut EP, Moment. They gave us 6 songs. This is a very strong debut. So I liked all 6 songs. This is just my preference, kind of least favorite to my very, very favorite, but I would highly recommend this project. Okay, with that said, number 6, Loading. Number 5, Goat. My number 4 song, Illusion. Number 3, Hot Stuff, That Bridge Alone. Yes, Jay. Number 2 was Must Be Nice. And my number 1 song. Look, the title track was good, but Rush Into You is great. I'm obsessed with this song. Go listen to it. Yes, I love this project. I love this song. I'm very, very impressed by this group. I love a good vocal group, and they check all the boxes. Time to get to Bias. This one was a little hard for me because I feel like this might be one where my bias changes as I stay in the group and I review them and listen to them and watch them more and more. Because people stood out to me for different reasons. But I think the one that I keep gravitating to is Tag. I like Tag a lot. I like his presence. I like his voice. Jay is Wrecker for sure. He's so, so, so good. His voice, get out of here. Get out of here. I also really liked Sungmin. I think he's very attractive. He's the tallest member. He's very attractive. But for whatever reason, Tag has just grabbed me. I think his talent, it's phenomenal. So right now I'm going to say Tag and Jay are up there, but that's subject to change as I watch and listen to this group more. All 5 of them are very, very talented. Check out One Pact. They're great, super talented. I'm excited to be introduced to them. And again, that's all thanks to you, Billy. Thank you so much. Thank you for the suggestion. If you have a group that you're dying for me to review, head over to the Patreon. Subscribers get preference for reviews, but I'm always excited to be turned on to a new group. So let me know. But congratulations to One Pact. This is a good debut. I wish them a lot of success. They deserve more attention. I'm here to give it. Check them out if you haven't. Okay, moving on to K-pop news. Here's what's happened in the world of K-pop since I last spoke with you. Massive stuff going on for Stray Kids. Stray Kids are headlining BST Hyde Park Festival in London on Sunday, July 14th. They are the first K-pop boy group to do this. Blackpink headlined last year. This is huge. This is a legendary festival. Other headliners have been like Bruce Springsteen, Rolling Stones, Taylor Swift, Robbie Williams. It's a huge deal. It's 65,000 capacity festival. Really exciting. Congratulations to Stray Kids. It doesn't stop there though. They're also headlining the I Milano Festival in Milan, Italy on July 12th. So Stray Kids just taking over Europe. Congratulations to all the European stays. That's really, really exciting. They're also coming off a huge performance at a charity concert in Paris. They performed alongside a lot of Western artists, and La Lisa herself was there. it was like a Stray Kids concert. The crowd was so loud and passionate for them. Very, very cool. Keeping with Stray Kids ranked number one in K-pop pure album sales for 2023 in the US. So that means, album sales, not factoring in streaming. They sold 1.2 million. Number two was T by T with 770,000, 17, 560,000. ATEEZ was in fourth place with 530,000, and Twice with 480,000 rounded out the top five. So Stray Kids are just killing it. I mean, those numbers, it's really not close. Like, they're way, 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 way on top for what K-pop consumers are spending money on. What they're buying in the US, it's Stray Kids by a heavy margin. I also thought this list was interesting because, we were told as fans by the media that it was girl groups ruled last year. Obviously, my artist of the year was not a girl group. I didn't feel that way. I think that there were some strong killer girl groups last year, and it was New Jeans' year for a lot of reasons. But I don't know. I think sometimes we need to push back on the media, and I'm here to do that because I thought boy groups were still reigning supreme. And I think 2024, it will by far be boy groups that are reigning supreme in the world of K-pop in the United States. The list of the top selling pure album sales for last year, 2023, 8 out of 10 were boy groups. Well, 7 out of 10 were boy groups. Jungkook was on there as well. So, boy groups are killing it. Don't let the media tell you anything differently. Stray Kids are by far the top selling boy group in the US. It's not even close. For 2023, they killed the competition, and boy groups in general are killing the competition. Just want to put that in there. Boy groups are deserving of love and attention in K-pop media. A lot of biased reviewers out there will tell you some different stuff, but when you look at the numbers, you can't argue. Stray Kids are on top, boy groups are on top. 2024, it's going to continue. I don't see that trend changing because this is what I do. This is what I'm immersed in. And what I see and feel, the most passion and the most money fan for fan is going to boy groups and obviously Stray Kids. Anyways, congratulations, Stray Kids. What a huge week. I could talk about Stray Kids all night, but I won't. Let's move on. the WeBridge Festival, K-pop festival in Las Vegas, they announced their lineup. Fans can see Ampersand One, Gravity, Dynamic Duo, Hwasa, Jessie, and Kiss of Life. They said there's more to come. I hate when organizers do that. I think it's like the worst move. We just saw that with Crazy Super Concert, and then they announce ticket sales. People buy tickets. Then they do like Crazy Super Concert was different. They added another date. They handled it. Not great. Fans know the dates for WeBridge, but it would be nice to know the full lineup because the prices look pretty steep. So not sure how that one's going to go. Speaking of Crazy Super Concert, Ricky and Matthew from ZB1 were announced as the MCs for night one. Not sure what's happening on night two. Congrats to NMIX. NMIX album FE 304 Break entered the Billboard 200 at 171. This is their second Billboard 200 entry. Congratulations to them. That's hard to do. They're on the charts here in the States. I loved that album. And congratulations to them picking up show wins. Even also picked up a show win. Massive, massive props to those guys. Dash picked up 4 show wins and even picked up a show win this week. So congratulations. I reviewed them last week. If you want to hear my thoughts on NMIX or Even's new releases, check out episode 17. Speaking of 17, 17 announced encore tour dates in Korea and Japan. Some Korean fans are upset because 17 won't be in Korea on their group anniversary date. Okay. Okay. Bam Bam announced tour dates in Latin America and Europe. He just canceled his US tour. So hopefully, hopefully things go better. There's some good karma for the Latin America and Europe tour dates. Congratulations to Sanu from The Boys. He was announced as the new IDLE radio DJ. IDLE radio is so much fun. Let's get to some comeback news. The end of the month, we've got a lot happening. IU comeback February 20th. Taeyong comeback February 26th. Obviously, I'm excited about that. Also, Plav. Plav was one of my groups that I thought deserved more attention at the end of 2023. Plav has a comeback February 26th. Of course, I'll be reviewing that. B2B announced they're working on new music and they're hoping for a comeback in March. This is their first since leaving Cube Entertainment. They were under the same company as IDLE, who I just reviewed. They left and now they're going to be releasing music. So that'll be interesting. Speaking of leaving, sadly, Winnie has left the group 9i. Apologies if I'm not saying that right. He has a shoulder injury where it sounds like there's a likelihood that it's going to keep reoccurring doing hard choreography. Ugh, I feel bad for him. I have crappy shoulders, so I understand. And sadly, he has left. That's devastating for the fans. And he wasn't the only one. Goyu left the group Blitzers this week. From what I saw, it seemed like unspecified health reasons, but he's no longer a member. So hugs to those fans. That's always the worst thing ever when someone leaves your group. Oh my God. Oof. Jessie, more people leaving things. Jessie's contract with More Vision, that's Jay Park's label, it's done. She's no longer part of that label. In December, there were rumors that they weren't getting along. There was discourse between the two sides. Now it's official. She's no longer on that label. Jessie has really hopped around to kind of different management companies. She releases a project and then she moves on. So I'm thinking maybe it's time for her to start her own agency. I don't know, but wish her well, wish More Vision well. I hope that there was no drama there. But speaking of drama, we have to talk about what's going on at SM. It is such a hot mess over there. And this isn't going to be surprising for K-pop fans. SM is, I'm just going to be very, very honest. They're my favorite as far as the music they produce. They're my favorite. I love a lot of the SM groups. I think vocally, they're it. Visually, they're it. I like SM's product. However, behind the scenes, it seems to be a total disaster. If you remember, Hybe was going to buy SM. Lee Suman went and kind of tried to strike a deal with Hybe. So Hybe would buy them and he would stay on. The SM executives were trying to get Lee Suman out. They struck a deal with Kakao. So Kakao now owns SM. Listen to the drama, guys. It's about to get juicy. It is bad. Okay, so Kakao is firing the entire executive team, including the CEO, the CAO, that's their chief A&R, the chief operating officer, the COO, and the chief creative officer. That whole group of people have been fired. And this comes after a report that the executive team made investments in companies close to them without consulting their biggest shareholder. So let's kind of break down what this means. Because there's a lot here to talk about. According to an article from Korea Economic Daily, I want to make sure I get this right. They said the SM executives are suspected of paying excessive premiums when the entertainment agency acquired 10X Entertainment, owned by directors who contributed to ousting the SM founder. And they bought something called The Hub, which is a music distributor operated by the CAO's friend. So, in layman terms, these executives went out and bought these entertainment companies that their friends own. And then they paid a ridiculous premium for it. They spent 2.2 billion won buying 10X Entertainment. 10X Entertainment has one artist, and you'll never guess who it is. It's Woojin. Remember Woojin from Stray Kids? That's their only artist. What? Well, it's not like he's getting heavily promoted. They're not spending that money on him. So they spent 2.2 billion won on that takeover and cash of 3.1 million. SM executives did not consult with its parent, Kakao, nor conduct due diligence with external accounting firms for the deal. So, who's pocketing all of that money? Shady. Shady. It just keeps going. They went and bought all these companies. They acquired all these other entertainment companies without consulting with Kakao, who is the biggest shareholder. And it turns out the owners of these companies they bought are their friends. So this is not good. This is criminal. They also tried to be sneaky and they invested in a startup in which one executive is shareholder and director. And they did it through the label's venture capitalist SM Culture Partners. So they just are doing a lot of not good, not on the up and up, shady, greedy, not good. And what happened is there's been an investigation around all of this, and there's probably going to be criminal proceedings. So Kakao is getting rid of them because they know what's coming. And it sounds like, in this article, they quote someone saying, many experienced staff left the company as some who damaged the label were selected to key jobs because they were close to C-level executives. So there's just a lot of damage and damage control. I hate this. I hate this because SM to me has such a legacy of producing the best music and the stuff that I want to see and I want to hear. And I love those artists so much. This is greed. This is shady, greedy. Ugh. And I hate it. And it seems way too prevalent in the music industry, doesn't it? Yeah, this is a disaster. And I hope they can right this ship. I hope they can right this ship. It feels really daunting and really heavy right now. I don't even know what to say. It's sad. It's sad because on the other side of it, they've made some creative decisions that were brilliant. And I knew this year I really missed the New Year's concert. I thought that was felt that something's missing. And I'm not saying Lee Soo-man was this great person. I think there was a lot of shady stuff with him as well. But I do think he was a visionary in a lot of ways. And I do think creatively, maybe he knew what he was doing. This seems like these new executives just wanted to line their pockets as much as possible and didn't care about the artist and about the actual other side of this. Think about the enlistment stuff. How they didn't realize that Kai couldn't defer anymore and he had to go literally the day before their comeback. Taeyong, clearly something happened with his enlistment and they had to change the plans for touring and comebacks for him. A big company, big successful company should not be dropping the ball on things that are that important with their artists. I think when Baekhyun left, a lot of the artists have left. So yeah, things don't feel good for SM and they don't feel good as a fan. And I just hope that they can right this ship, but there's some major stuff. And I feel bad for the artists because it's hard to be excited and feel optimistic and stuff for your career and your future when the entire executive board just got fired because they're being investigated for criminal activity. And I'm sure people have quit and I'm sure now, it's just not good. Not good all around. Let's hope they right that ship. Okay, that's all I have for you this week. Next week, P1 Harmony are back. I've got a full album. Thank you for the full albums. Kpop is bringing it in 2024. Let's keep this going. Full album from P1 Harmony to review. New single from TWS. That their album is just around the corner. I may have to talk about the pre-release. And who knows? Maybe it's time for a vote. Maybe it's time for some suggestions. We'll see who else I review. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of this. Again, apologies if my voice is a little hoarse. All of a sudden this week, I got like bad allergies or a cold. Who knows what's happening? But my voice has been a little off. So sorry about that. But it was lovely to do the episode to talk about K-pop, my favorite thing in the world. I love this world so much. Oh my God, I love K-pop. Like, just the three things I reviewed tonight couldn't be more different. And I think they all speak to people for different reasons. And this is just such a connector. It's such a connector. Music to me, it's life or death. It's such a powerful force. And the way that it's connected all of us, the way that it connects people around the world, it's just a powerful thing. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to sit here in front of a microphone, in front of a camera, and talk about K-pop every week. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being interested enough to come back every week and hear what I have to say. I am so, so grateful for all of you. Like it means the world. So thank you. I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you're doing well. We're at the end of January. February is here. Before you know it, like 2024 is going to go so fast. I feel like time goes so fast, and time is our most valuable thing. Time is the most valuable thing in the world. Where you spend your time, who you spend your time with, and you can't get it back. So cherish your moments, cherish your time. Thank you for welcoming me into your life. And allowing me to take up some of that time, whether you're listening, watching. I appreciate you. I'm so, so grateful. And I'm excited about this year. I've been working really hard this month. The merch is almost done. There's just like, I don't know, something for me in 2024 is a big shift. I feel it, and I hope you feel it too. And I hope the energy is really positive around you. And if it's not, it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to start over, to do something else. It really, really isn't. And we just finished January. We've got the rest of the year. Billy, thank you for that One Pact recommendation. You guys go listen to One Pact. They're good. They're good. We've got some vocalists. Love it. Thank you so much for that. If you want to recommend stuff to me, go over and join the Patreon. Let me know. It's fun, and it's a way for us to connect and further build this community. So head over to Patreon. And my newsletter is free as well. So subscribe to the newsletter. That's free. That's just me talking about my thoughts and feelings around this week's episode. So subscribe, head over to Patreon. I'm doing playlists again. Patreon subscribers get a playlist every week of all the songs I've talked about. So if I'm referencing like Fergie, for example, and that Cheryl Cole song, just because I liked that outfit, that's going to be on the playlist as well. Enough babbling. I've got to go before I completely lose my voice. I love you all so much. I love you. Thank you for being here. I will be back next week. New episodes drop every Friday morning. Until then, have a safe and wonderful week. Bye.